Now we're here. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
We is back and we are live on both locations.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon. I've been seeing we've been getting some viewers from the Philippines. That was actually the third most watched place since 2026. It's been USA, Canada, and the Philippines. So if you're in the Philippines, I think it is now morning. So good morning to you and hello to everybody watching us all across the great United States and Canada. Welcome to another episode of F Your Feelings, the show where we're here to change the conversation around Black relationships. And we have an interesting one tonight. But as usual, before we get into that, we got to talk about our day. I got to let you guys know about my business. I ain't got no business to tell this week, or do I? We'll see. Twins, how's your week been?
A week has been good. It's Thursday night. Happy to made to Friday. It was busy
Amen.
work
Amen.
week, but good work week. No complaints at all. Just I get the kids this week, so that's good. That's always a plus. But
Love
besides
that for you.
all's good. All's good. No complaints over here. Life is good. LG. How about you?
Um, it's been busy. So I had a new hire start this week, which is good and bad. It's good because I finally get to unload some things off of my plate. It's bad because, as you know, onboarding takes time, trying to spend time with the person. We work remotely, so I went into the office one day. I was going to go in today, but I canceled because I knew it was going to be snowing. I looked at the weather. I said, no, thank you. And so trying to get her acquainted, get her into the loop, trying to figure out what I put off to her because it's that delicate balance in what we do that relationships is so important. So I don't want to throw her in the deep end, but I am drowning. So I just want to be like, so finally today there was something that I told her, like, this is on you. You're going to have to tackle this because I've just got so much going on. But it feels good to get some help. And the good times are coming ahead. And the next few months will feel like a breeze to me. And it's so interesting for me when I started writing down my tasks to realize how much I was doing without realizing like I was holding down an entire department that brings in about 65 to 70% of our revenue and just didn't think about it. And now I'm like, you can have this, you can take this, you can take this. So good times at Ridgemont High.
So
But
you,
yeah, that's been my week.
so you just need one person to help you out, or you need to hire some more people?
Right now, we only have the budget for one. So I went from a department of basically two, so it was me and a coordinator, to me and a manager and a coordinator. And the manager is going to take on some of the business development where I was handling all of it. So for those of you don't know what I do, I work for an organization that produces the equivalent of the Oscars and Emmys in Canada. So I oversee the partnerships department. And as you heard me say earlier, we bring in about 65 to 70% of our revenue to turn the lights on. And so I would like to have budget to bring in another person, but I realistically don't have it now. So I think in the next couple of years, as I grow and I build, if this works well, then I can definitely make a case for even two more people. But we shall see. We shall see. But here we are. Here we are. Hello to everybody who's also joining us on Instagram. We see you. If there are any comments, I'll be looking over to make sure that we get into it because we have an interesting topic tonight that might ruffle a few feathers. Um, and I always try to be on the top of the dome, but I definitely have some questions based on this topic because as we age, our options are not the same. And it's not necessarily what most people think. It's not necessarily because people ain't checking for us like that, right? Like, it isn't necessarily like, guys aren't checking for me anymore because I'm 46, so I don't have the same options. That's not necessarily what it is, because that's actually not the case in my situation. However, we do start to refine the type of people we want to date. We start figuring out more about compatibility. I always say I have more years behind me than ahead of me. and therefore there's certain qualities that I think about because I'm very much at peace that I know that that doesn't work. And so if the pool starts getting smaller, and listen, my pool has already been small. We all know I'm a heightist. Okay, so my pool went for okay, so my pool of men since I was in my teens, okay, has been super small, and as I've gotten older, has gotten smaller. So sometimes we have to dip in a different pool that we shouldn't, is the question tonight. So the question tonight is it ever acceptable to date a friend's ex? And this topic was inspired by a video that I saw from another show, that I'm going to pull up here. I clipped, as usual, a bit out of it because it was super long. But for our purposes, I'm going to play this clip. And of course, we're going to have a conversation around it. So let me grab the clip. Da-da-da-da. Please tell me so. Nope, actually, it's here. It's going to be here. And I've got it. And here we go.
My best friend of 10 years went behind my back and started dating my ex-boyfriend. Should I beat her today or tomorrow?
Today.
She said, should she beat her today or tomorrow?
Do it today. Get it out the way.
Today or tomorrow?
Today. That's not your best friend, so I wouldn't even started it my best friend because your best friend know better than that. So be that today.
It ain't even worth it. If he could do that to you and she could do that to you, leave them both where they at.
The toxic in me and the tequila is saying be. But the right thing to do is to leave her in the past.
You know, as I listen to her, it's nowhere near about that dude. It's more than that. Like, it's the principle. There were nights where I talked to you and I cried to you about how this man was treating you. You gave me advice. You told me what to do. You helped me in the process with this. I poured my heart. I was vulnerable. I was transparent. I was open. I ain't gonna tell you to beat the girl up. Like, I done gave that life away. Because, you know, I that's in the back of me. But I will say that whatever she did to you, I guarantee you, whatever you reap, you gonna sow. So don't think that relationship may be grand right now, but something's gonna happen because she got to answer for what she did.
Thoughts?
That clip is funny to me. So your best friend has dated your ex. No, her best friend for 10 years, right?
Yes. Yes.
Her best friend for 10 years is now dating her ex.
Correct.
Okay. Which ex?
Okay, so you and I are on a very similar page. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing. Girl code automatically says that's a no. Just so we're very clear. Girl code would say that's a no. However, let me be clear. I don't know how young or old that young lady is, but let's just say that young lady is in her 30s. I'm going to give her 10 years younger than me, so I'm going to give her 35. Let's just say she's 35. She's known this person for 10 years, so 25. Was this ex before they became friends? Was this ex a more recent ex? Was it the last ex? Was this ex during the friendship of 10 years? Like, when was this ex? For me, like, clearly the automatic response is like, yeah, girl, go after her. But I am a person, and this is why sometimes people have problems with me. If my logic, I have questions. So I'm asking, okay, when did you date this person? How long did you date this person? How serious was the relationship with the person? Why did the relationship end? Was it something that you ended? Was it something that he ended? Was there infidelity? You know, is there something that happened that even created to end? Did you guys just grow apart? Like, I want to know more details before I sit up there and tell someone to go beat someone's ass. Like, realistically, because this might have been a guy she was just dating. And because sometimes we refer to people as exes that aren't even really exes. They were people that we dated. And I have exes. I have an ex-husband and I have ex-fiancés, but I also had guys that I dated and I had some that I just fucked. So which category are they in? Because something tells me that if it's her best friend of 10 years, it wasn't a serious relationship. That's just me.
Okay. And to piggyback off that, there is a bro code as well, where initially the answer will be no, we don't do that, right? But like you just said, I have questions as well. Like how many exes? How many exes? You know what I mean? Like, is it none of the girls that you ever talk to I can't talk to, right? Or is it the main one? Like, I need more clarity in the story. And also throw this in a wrench as well. If they were friends for over 10 plus years and she probably saw some things or heard some things. Maybe you did something while you was dating her ex, the ex that she's dating now that you thought was kind of shady, but girl code, you ain't gonna snitch on your girl, but she didn't treat that dude right. Like, I mean, there's so many layers to this as far as, once again, the shock value, the answer is going to be no. But as, like you said, being 35, 25, whatever, at this big age that we are as far as
Big
adults,
age.
are we really go out there beating up best friends over dudes?
Absolutely not. That's what I'm going to tell you. Let me tell you to be clear. Absolutely, positively not. We have cell phones now, and we have things called block and delete, right? You can block people off your social media. You can block people off your phone. You can block people from your life. You can go to the other friends and say, listen, I don't fuck with that bitch because this is what she did. So if you're going to invite me, don't invite her. I don't want to see her. She's dead to me. What we're not going to do is we're not out here at our big age, really and truly, beating up people's ass. So Mr. said, this is something I never really thought of, right? But most people don't think about it. Like most people don't think, hey, should I date my friend's ex? But sometimes shit happens. I will actually, because I like to bring you guys into my business, I do have a business. So this is not about somebody's ex, but this is about a gentleman that I met who knows my brother. So you guys, Mr. I think you heard I failed at the whole thing off of online dating. I'm back on online dating, but I digress. I'm just trying to find my husband. But anyways, so I'm on my little online dating site, which is Facebook dating, and I matched with someone. And to be honest, not really my type, but I'm exploring, right? Match with this person, and I'm not giving people my phone number, so we're chatting on Facebook. Turns out we have like 60 something friends in common. And then as the story goes, because he ends up telling me the story on the date, he looks at me, he's like, I know this girl. Bingo, bango, he knows my stepbrother. And so after we chatted, he says, I know you're like, do you know such and such? And I'm like, yeah, that's my brother. He's like, oh, okay, I figured. And so he calls my brother and asks my brother, I said, hey, I met your sister. I would like to go out with your sister. And he tells me this whole long story that him and my brother have back and forth, which basically my brother was almost saying to him, like, do not go out with my sister. Like, don't go out with my sister. Like, aren't you dating this person? Weren't you with this person? Are you still like my boyfriend? My brother was kind of like, yeah. And I think it was because my brother is trying to protect me from whatever it is, right? We end up going out. We will never go out again. Another story for another day. But I get the idea of not wanting to date someone else knows, but sometimes that means that you cut off a whole bunch of people. Like, and also they're exes that you weren't necessarily intimate with, right? Like, define an ex. And again, my ex-husband, off limits. My ex-fiancés, off fucking limits. Okay.
And that's what I was going
my ex-boyfriend from 2001.
Have fun. And
someone I dated 22 years ago.
Like, really. And that's what I was going to say. Like, let's talk about this for a second. Like, once again, I was married for 14 years. Now, I don't have too many guy friends, right? At this age, you don't have friends. I mean, you have people that you know that you grew up with, XYZ, but I'm not the type of person to make new guy friends and bringing dudes. That's not me. But what I'll say is this. So if somebody was to talk to my ex-wife who was considered a friend, and I'm talking about friends, somebody who came over the house, maybe spent the night, hung out, we would, house whatever, stuff like that. That yes, that would be off limits. If it's somebody I know and we've never really kicked it, we just know each other, they've been around me, but don't worry, we're not really tight like that, and she's not talking to, that's not a problem to me, because that could happen regardless.
Mm,
But if you're someone that been in my house, you stayed the night, you've been chilling with your lady, you know what I'm saying? We did couple nights, date nights, parties, stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, me and my wife broke up, and all of a sudden, now you dating her. Now that's gonna be throw some red flags up, because it's like,
facts.
how long y'all been talking, or how long was this? Like, when did this start happening? You can't say, "Oh no, it happened after y'all stopped." No. I know how the game goes. So we're not gonna sit here and play this game, right? Well, once again, an ex of, like I said, 2003, 21, 98. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So no.
no.
It's enough. I'm seeing some comments, and I'm on this silly StreamYard. So Mr. I'm trying to find your comment because StreamYard sucks. Hey, SB is on! Oh my God, SB's on! Thank you, sir. I get excited when SB comes on because she's like one of the rare women who comes on the show. So SB says, just hopping in. Good night, y'all. Totally agree with you, T. It depends on time and proximity. Mr. If I can find your comment, says, Okay. Sorry, I missed the comment before. I think there's 2 comments in one. Sorry, top one. Here we go.
You got it?
It says, but I do know one thing. Women don't want men that other women don't want. And this is something I see women do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just hold that for a second.
Yeah.
That is accurate. And that is why I've said to single friends, you want to see women flock you, go to the bar alone and put on a wedding band. I know that sounds awful, but a man who is taken for some women, not me, because well, we already talked about side chick and what I would need to be somebody's side chick. But anyways, I'm too expensive to be a side chick. But that is true. A lot of women like commitment. They like men who have shown that they can commit, even if that commitment is to someone else. And now that's the funny thing to what may have happened in this situation, which is what you said. Did that best friend see how well this man was treating her friend, and her friend maybe not deserve is not the right word, but wasn't appreciative of that man when they were together, and she let it breed for a certain amount of time, and now maybe homeboy saw her and said, listen, they had a conversation, realized they had a lot in common. We don't know what took place. I don't think most women are going to see their best friend's ex-boyfriend and say, hey, let's jump into bed together, right? Maybe they saw each other in passing. Maybe they sat down, they met for coffee. Maybe they were at the gym together, decided to go have a smoothie, have a quick talk to catch up, and then realized, hey, we may have some things in common. All of a sudden, actually something sparks, and now they're together. I'm not, again, my ex-husband, if my best friends ever get divorced, or like fiancés or long-term boyfriends, I get, but I don't know at this big age. I know girl code says don't do it, but if there's a spark, do you just say you're off limits?
It just depends how serious the relationship was before with your so-called best friend. So if your best friend,
no.
If the best friend wasn't a serious relationship, then depending on who it was, then maybe off limits. But if it was just someone that was a hit, a fling, XYZ, no, it's fair game. Hell, I told some of my brothers, man, go ahead, hey yo, go knock it out. Listen, dog.
Not knock it out.
She brushed. She did that one thing. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. If you're an ex, I don't care about you. I mean, I care, but I don't care about you no more. If we didn't move forward as far as getting engaged or married, we had our time and it's over. I will not be mad if one of my ex is talking to one of my, I guess, friends. I don't have best friends, right? And most of the dudes I know, they're married, right? So one thing I say is once you get into once you graduate and go to the next level and you become married, you kind of want to associate yourself around other married couples. You don't want
Mhm.
single friends. It's a bad combination. But go ahead. See what Mr. I see his comment. Go ahead.
I did. I saw what you that whole handbook there. I'm dead. Let me try to go on here. Okay, so Mr. Mister said I would not be okay with any of my friends being with any of my ex-girlfriends, but they wouldn't be because they all have their own things going on and don't even live in the same states, and I never had to wonder on it. I won't lie to you. That is something for me that I often don't have to worry about because most of my relationships aren't even in this country. So ex-husband ain't in this country. Neither my ex-fiancés are in this country. So I generally don't have to worry about anybody running into most people I date because they don't even live in the same country. Not that I actually have to worry because I think, here's the thing. I think as friends, you understand the guys who are off limits. You understand it is without saying. If they were at the family events, okay, off limits. And I'm not just talking to one family barbecue, I mean at the family events. So they were coming to Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter's, birthday, the cottage, on trips, all of that stuff, off limits. You've created memories together. That is a relationship. If they went on a couple of dates, if he had a nickname and we just never ever met him, like that, but you have pictures because we show pictures, we do that. Is he off limits? Should she have gone and had a conversation with her friend though? And I think that, if anything, is the part. Should she have gone and had a conversation with her friend and said, hey girl, you remember Dwayne? I saw him, we had a coffee. He asked me on a date. Didn't think it was going to be anything, but we've gone on a couple, and I'm actually really feeling him. And before you find out on these streets, I wanted to come to you woman to woman and have this conversation.
That's fair. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Especially if you moved on, right? And you're in your own relationship doing X, Y, Z, right? Let's say you're currently talking to somebody and they call you, say, hey, I ran to the one, me and you as an example. And, we like you just said, we had some coffee, we're going out, you starting to like me, she's starting to like me, cool. It shouldn't be a problem there. Now, if you all of a sudden start getting mad or upset or X, Y, Z, then my next question would be is, why are you getting mad? Don't you have a new dude you're currently talking to right now? Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you why sometimes
Go ahead.
we will get mad. Because you are now benefit in the same way or better than I was benefiting. And when I lost you in a relationship, I lost the benefits that came with you. And the idea that you're going to benefit from that relationship and or not only even just benefit, he's doing things with you that I may have wanted to do and he didn't do them with me. And now I'm watching you live a life with a man I thought I didn't want, but he's become the man I wanted with you.
That opens a whole nother door of conversation. So what did you do when you had him? Or where was he at mentally or financially or whatever it was at that time? Maybe he wasn't that mature at that time. Maybe he wasn't fully in his career and you couldn't wait. So you broke it off and then he kept grinding to where he is we at now. So the things that he wanted to do with you, because men do learn from relationship, right? We learn from past relationship. So if I know my last relationship, I did a good job with communicating, guess what I'm gonna do on my next relationship? Communicate better.
Yep.
So sometimes you have to put the work in. If you didn't stick around, especially if you broke it off, then how you gonna be mad? You left him. And now you move someone else. I'm just saying.
No, that is a valid point. And let's be honest. I think most of my relationships I have left. I'm actually thinking of any of the relationships where my man left me. Give me a second. Nope, I left all of them. And so no, I really had to think. I was like going down the line. No, I left all of them. Every single single damn one. I'm not proud of it, but I did leave all of them. So if it is that we leave most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
and me leaving your life said to you, I had a really good thing with Toshiba, and you assessed where you messed up, and you said, I'm going to get better in that area. And so the version of you that someone else gets after me is not the same version I have. It's a better version, it's a mature version, it's a grown version, it's all of that version. So now here's the issue with Toshiba. If Toshiba has not grown, if Toshiba has not matured, if Toshiba has not gotten over whatever it is that was over here with you, when Toshiba sees you being something with someone else, that triggers me. We know that T word, right? That triggers something in me. And that was, ladies and gentlemen, I had this exact experience with my ex's mother of his children. So you remember that. So I started this show because, again, you know I love telling my business. I started this show in 2001 with someone who is now my ex. He had 4 children, 2 with an ex-wife and 2 with another young lady. Now, when we were together, it turns out he was doing things for me publicly that she had always wanted him to do with her privately. He was loving me in ways publicly that she had wanted him to love her privately. And therefore, that became a bone of contention when it came to the relationship he was going to have with his children. Because now, here you are, a woman who does not have children for you. Like, I didn't have to ruin my body respectfully. I didn't have to risk my life to have his offsprings. I didn't need to do anything. I just showed up in his life with all of my femininity and all of my support and all of that. And here this man every week on this show, Twins was a witness to it. He would tell everybody every week how great I was, how wonderful I was, how if it wasn't for this woman beside me, my life would be in shambles because I need someone. And that woman watched that show, because she was watching, for a couple of years, and that shit broke her. So when we broke up, she swooped back in. All of a sudden, his kids were super available to him because I was gone. And I remember thinking, that must be awful being on that side, watching someone love someone publicly in a way that you wish they had loved you privately. But that only happens when you're not over the person. There isn't many exes right now that if I saw them down the street holding hands with someone I knew from high school, from university, from work, from whatever, where my heart would feel anything. I'd feel nothing because I'm like, hey, good. Hey, I didn't know you guys were seeing. Just amazing. Blah, 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 blah. And I would go on my way and skip along. I would feel nothing. But and I'm going to play that clip again because I just want to pause on the young lady's, how she even asked the question. Like, it was very like, she's still in her feelings, and that's why it's impacting her. I see some comments here. Next week, we're going back on Restream because honestly, I'm over StreamYard. We know the stats. Women file for divorce 80% of the time. And if you do own your own direct questioning, ask 10 women who broke up the relationship most of the time. Absolutely. Listen, Mr. Miss, I do not disagree. Most of the time it's us. And not only most of the time it's us, women leave emotionally before we leave physically. Like, we emotionally check out. So often, if you haven't already had that emotional detachment, because women, where men, and you can let me know, men, Twins, about men in terms of like, men are easier, maybe it's harder for you to physically detach from a woman, right? Where it's harder for us to emotionally detach from a man, right? So once we break that emotional attachment, it's done. So I don't give a shit what you do. I could walk into a room and you could be balls deep in the next woman and I would feel nothing.
I would just say in most cases, because I don't speak absolute, but for men, it's easy for us to detach very easily. That's why we can go out there and that's why we can go out there and cheat, like it's nothing, and come back home like nothing ever happened, because
Y'all sure do.
it wasn't an emotional cheating. It was just one busted,
Physical.
and then I'm on my merry way and keep it moving. So yeah, we can easily detach. Most men, not all, but I'm saying most men can.
And it's harder for us to detach, right? And when we do, we generally do that before. So that young lady, even when she got to the stage, like, imagine being in an audience. Because I've been to tonight's conversation. When they came to Toronto the first time, I was there, and the venue that we were at holds thousands of people. So I'd say they probably had about 2,500 people in the room. Virtual strangers and people from your city most of the time, right? Because people are going to the place in their city. So you're standing there in front of an audience of potentially 1,500 to plus people and expressing yourself in anger. So I'm going to play the clip again for if you missed it. Let me play the clip again. And I want you just to focus, because I'm going to stop it, just on the young lady and how she asked the question. Give me one moment. Here we go.
My best friend of 10 years went behind my back and started dating my ex-boyfriend. Should I beat her today or tomorrow?
Today.
He said,
Do it
should she
today.
beat her today or tomorrow?
Do it today. Get it out the way.
Today?
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you. Did it pause you?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Amazing. Do you see what I'm saying about her?
She's passionate about it. She's very passionate about it, and it's been eating her up. Because of course it didn't happen yesterday. It been happening for a while, but she didn't. She figured she'd come to the show, and I think everybody just want to be viral. Everybody don't have that shock value. Like, really, this is something you want to promote and say? Like, think about it. She went on a big show that's all over social media now to say that my ex-girlfriend is now talking to my ex-boyfriend. Try to beat her ass now or later. Imagine the man who's currently talking to her right now. Imagine, she's a very good-looking lady, so I'm sure
Very good-looking lady. Very attractive.
Dudes in her DMs, whatever. May not be the main guys, but maybe they're trying to be the main guy. But if I see that you went to a national platform to talk about an ex dude, I'm okay. So she's not ready to move on forward nowhere. Or if I see that, okay, she's automatically put on my team now. I'm not taking her serious now. I'm gonna have fun with her, but are we gonna move forward? No, because she's still stuck in the past talking about her ex on a major platform. Just think
Funny enough, yeah, and I love that, because that is actually part. I cut that part out. So yeah, that's what Yandy had said. Like, where's your new man? Because your new man isn't going to approve of you going to go beat up your best friend over your old man. Like, what are we talking about? But here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you, let me just be very clear, because my life is a testament to this. Ladies, let me tell you something. I'm looking directly in the camera. Men move on a lot faster than we do, because believe it or not, despite what social media says, men actually have more options than we do. Why? Because we're all dating the same men. We all want the same man. We don't want Mr. 5'7" janitor at the local high school. That's not what we want. Most of us don't want that. We want men like my ex-boyfriend. Well, ex-fiance, actually. Had a whole ring, wedding. Again, twins saw it. We talked about my wedding planning on the show, but we digress. He's 6'9". He's a former pro basketball player. He's got a good 6-figure job. Very, very handsome. That's what we want. We want my ex-husband, who's 6'5". We want my daughter's father, who's 6'7". We want my ex-fiance. You know, so they've moved on. My ex-fiance already has another baby with his children's mother. bingo, bingo for people who never knew that. Breaking news. My ex moved on. I am still single. Still single. He has a new baby. And I'm still single because they have more options because we all want them. And as much as social media would like to pump our head and think because I look like this and I speak well and I'm feminine and my sweet, that I have a trail of men behind me just waiting to put a ring on my finger, that is not true. I have a trail of men who want to fuck. I do not indeed have a trail of men necessarily that want to be intentional and put another ring on my finger. Let me just be clear. That is a public service announcement. I digress, twins.
You might have to clip that part. Monologue you just said right there. You have to clip that because you said it, not me. You said it. You hit everything on the nail, and that's a fact. We men have more options.
More.
At the age of me, 43, turned 44 on the 24th of January.
Woo-hoo! Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna get it for 2 seconds. I gotta plug in my phone.
All right, y'all see it now. Y'all see it. Y'all please.
Stop.
So, but I have more options than a lady that's same age as me. They do, because some women my age have 1 or 2 kids, 3 kids, XYZ. I'm married, divorced, baby mama, baby daddy. It just a lot of stuff going on. As men, we have more options. Believe it or not. And most men, in most cases, the average man hits his peak in his career, especially if it's a good job, by the time he gets in his 40s. It's like late 30s, going to the 40s, you good. By the time we get into our mid 40s, we're at our plateau or in deep in our career. So we're making that good money that the women 10 years ago was looking for.
Facts.
XYZ. And now if the man's been married and then divorced, we have more options. And then we have a different tolerance now because there's a lot of shit we're not going to allow that we did before because we were young and we was trying to figure our life out. And once we at that point now, I'm not in the driving seat. That's a fact. But she said it though. I'm just confirming what she said. We do have more options.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna hold you. And y'all saw me stand up. And yeah, I got options, but most of those options are thinking with their nether region. And I went to go get my other phone because this thing is scrolling and I hate it. So I'm sorry if I'm missing the comments. Okay.
Before you read that, and another thing that Toshiba said, which is very factual, she hit it on top of the nail. She's gonna fire. Ladies, y'all all sleeping with the same dudes.
We are.
You sleep with the same dude, and you sleep with dudes who already have kids already, who ain't taking care of his kids, and then you get pregnant by him, and then you want to complain that he's this, that. But I'm like, but he had kids before that, and you had a preview to see what kind of father he was, and you still gave him another kid. Like when I start hearing that, oh my baby, I shut that shit down. I don't want to hear that shit. Because now I'm questioning your judgment. I'm questioning your thinking. I'm like, but you let him hit raw. No ring on it. We y'all even engaged? We y'all even living together? Did he have a car? So you tell me he was driving your car?
Not a car. Not did he have a car, sir?
Man, listen. Yeah, I digress though. But once again, because everything you said before you monologue before that clip, I hope you clip that part perfectly. That is a fact. And I'm glad you said it because if I said, "Oh, he's just a guy, he's better," no.
It's the truth, and we are committed to telling the truth. We are truth tellers here, and sometimes it's my own truth, and it sucks. And SB girl, I love you. SB girl says she sees the girl sitting up, and she gonna go work. Girl, I love when you come here, okay? Because some of these other bitches be hating on me. So SB, it's great. Tell them it's great over here, but it's the truth. I know. Listen. This season's subject line, I think you guys see it when you come in here. It's literally no delusions. Okay, we are dispelling any kind of delusional, even my own delusion. I'm gonna tell you. At the end of the day, I would love to think that I am still in the market for the man exactly how I've envisioned him in my life. For my second marriage, I still want to believe and I still think I can capture the man that I want because I'm a heightist. Okay. And not only am I a heightist, I want my man to be refined. I want him to be university educated. I want him to be corporate. I want him to be good with his hands. Like I wanted him to have been divorced. And like I have all of these criteria for my man. And in my mind, I think I can still get him. Could I be delusional? Maybe. It could be delusional. But I'm okay if I don't get him and I'm going to get a cat and die alone. But I digress. But we are popping people's delusions because at the end of the day, if we are being realistic about where we are in the dating market, we all have more options. And if we all want the same man, that means he has more options than we do. Because at the end of the day, the men choose the relationships. We choose to leave them. They determine if we get in them. And I don't want to hear, yeah, but we also have a choice. Ladies, let's stop talking the shit. I'm going to tell you something. I would rather walk on hot coals naked in minus 25 degrees Celsius Canadian weather before I ever ask a man these following questions. Will you be my boyfriend? Will you be my husband? And how do you feel about me? Not asking any of those. Not asking any of them. Right? Because men are the ones who come on in here, and men are the ones who have gone through the plethora of things and all the criteria and all the selection thing, and they say, I would like you to be my girlfriend. Can you please marry me? Toshiba, this is how I feel about you. I want you to lock off whatever else you're doing. I want to lock it down. I want us to be exclusive, and this is what our life is going to look like. I ain't never had to look at no man and say, oh, so what are we doing here? What are we doing here? But I have looked at a lot of them and said, I'm out of here. Well, I've looked at all of them. Said, I'm out of here. But I've never looked at any of them and said, what are we doing here? So the reality is, whether we like it or not, a lot of it, once we get into that exclusive territory, the ball is in the man's court. I know we could say no. I get it. But we could also say no. That is correct.
Of course, you have the option. Yes, you can always say no. But at the end of the day, we make the final decision. I propose to you. You don't propose to me. I give you your last name. I give you my last name. I don't take your last name.
That part. And I'm going to put this one up here. Mr. says, that's fine, but biology dictates women cannot make the same demands at 45 that they made at 25. It is what it is.
Facts.
SB says, ha, 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 ha. When a man is serious about you, he will let you know. And that is facts. Like we have to stop. This is why the first show of the year, when we started on January 1st, it was our first episode. One of the things I said we need to leave in 2025 is this concept of what if he wanted to, he would. Like we don't like, it's not something we need to be praising. Oh, if he wanted to, he would. Yes, he would, and we wouldn't need to talk about it. When a man wants you, he will let you know loud and clear through his actions and through his words. It's not one or the other. Let me be clear. It's both. He will tell you through his actions, whether that's by calling, texting, making plans, the way he communicates to you and about you, the way he talks about his life and you in it. If a man wants to be with you and he's making plans for 6 months from now, if he doesn't see you in his life 6 months from now, his language will say I. So when I go to Mexico, when I go visit my mom in Texas, when if he sees the future, it says, hey, so when we're going to Texas to go visit my mom, Where do you want to go when we have a vacation? Are you able to? I'm thinking that we should go to Mexico next month, Toshiba. Would you be able to get out of work? I know work is busy. Here's some dates I'm thinking of. Does that work for you? That's a man who sees a future. If you mess up and say something about we, and you say, "Oh, my bad, I meant me," and he says, "No, you're right, it's we." I won't lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. I won't. That shit's sexy to me. I can't even lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you. When you're in a conversation with a man and you say something and you say we and you say, "Oh, my bad, I meant me," and he says, "Nah, babe, you're right the first time. It's we." I won't lie to you. I'm giving out the trade secrets. Flowing. It's a waterfall down there. I can't even lie because that to me, like, ooh, because words of affirmation, quality time is my love language. But that's, you can tell in a man, is he making plans to come and see you? Is he making plans at all? Any plans? No plans. Oh, I see Mr. has one. Let me put that up. Oh, crap. Come on, stupid thing. Here we go. Mr. says, okay. That also applies the other way around. When a woman genuinely likes you, she will not make you jump through hoops to be with her. She will make it very easy for you. Here is the question I have about that. I want to keep that one up here. Twins, Mr. Define easy for you. What does easy mean? Because a lot of women will hear that word easy and think easy sexually. But what does easy mean for you?
I would say, and this is me speaking, and Mr. Type it in. It would be this. I guess you won't make it too hard for us to try to figure if you like me or not. Meaning, in the sense, I'll go with this. If I send you a text and you respond right away, that lets me know that you're thinking of me as much as I'm thinking about you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm saying that text because we're in this new era now where everybody got their cell phone in their hand. Everyone's scrolling social media, right?
True.
But you can't be telling me, "Oh, I was busy all day. I couldn't send you a message." It's 2026. Hell, we got watches you can talk to. Like,
That's fine.
just saying.
Mine's is in my room.
Right.
Okay.
When when can I see you? Your schedule's open. That's not. Well, let me see. Well, I gotta do this, and how about Saturday? So I'm talking to you on Monday. I gotta wait all the way to Saturday to see you. You know how many females I can talk to in between that time frame?
Pause on that. Pause on that one for a second, because ladies need to know that. The ladies need to hear that one. So what I'm hearing you say is, if you're going to say you're ready and available to date, be ready and available to date. I pause for dramatic effect, guys, because here's the thing. Some of us are still caught. I won't lie. So I'm going to tell you one of the things in my 20s, because I've evolved. I've changed. I'm 46 years old. One of the things in my 20s, and this is a lot of the things that we used to do in SB girl, if you're still there, let me know what you think about that. One of the things that we were taught to do in our 20s was not to make a man take our weekends. Okay? You left your weekends available. So if a man asked me, "Hey, Toshiba," especially if it was like Thursday night. So he's like, "Hey, Toshiba, are you free this weekend? I'd like to take you out." It's Thursday night. Oh no, I need him to believe that I have a very busy and active social life. So if he says, "Are you free tomorrow?" which is Friday, I'm going to say, "No, I actually already have plans." What about Saturday? "No, you know what? Unfortunately, I made plans 3 weeks ago." Sunday, maybe Sunday we can go for lunch or breakfast or brunch. Definitely Monday, because Monday is a weekday. Yep, absolutely, we can go after work. That was a game we were taught to play in our 20s. You do not make yourself fully available to a man, especially for your weekend. Now, in our 30s and 40s, ladies, we've matured past that. If a man you are interested in asks you on a date, and it is 8 a.m. on Wednesday, and he says, "Hey, I happen to be free this evening. Are you free to join me for dinner at 7 o'clock tonight? Let me know some of your favorite restaurants." And let me just be clear, guys, that's how you do it. I'm gonna tell you how you do it. So you say to a lady, especially when she looks good and you really want her. Now,
Right.
listen, a lot of you have a lot of that to say about me. Yes, I'm a brat. Absolutely, I'm a spoiled daddy's girl, but this is what happens. So that's okay. So you say to a lady, "Hey, 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Toshiba, um, I'd love to take you to dinner tonight. Are you free around 7 o'clock? Send me a list of some of your favorite places in the city. I'll make reservations. Let me know if you'd like me to pick you up or you'd rather drive your own car there or Uber there. I understand it's our first date, whatever makes you comfortable."
Hmm.
Do you think I'm going to be available at 7 o'clock to go to one of my favorite restaurants that you've chosen and planned and made reservations? Absolutely. But if you do it like this, "Hey, what you doing later? You want to go do something?" Do what? Do do something like what? I don't know, whatever you want to do. No. No. Even if you said, and because I know some people are going to get on me, even if you said, "Hey, Toshiba, you know what? Are you working at the office today? Are you working from home? Or you're working at the office? I know a great coffee shop. What time do you finish? You want to meet me at 5:30 and we can grab like a quick coffee?" Because coffee could lead to dinner. I have no problems with a coffee date, but what I do like is a man that's intentional, a man who makes plans, a man who will say, I've checked in between our offices. Here's the best location that's convenient for both of us. I'll meet you there at 5:30. That I like. I don't care if we're going to the park, going to ice cream, going to get desserts. I don't care if we're going to Wingstop. Okay, I will go. I do love me some wings. Okay, I love some garlic parmesan wings. So I don't care if we're going to Wingstop. The fact that you showed some intentionality is what I care about. But the thing about it is, and we're going to get back to, I'm going to take this up, we're going to get back to what happens with when women see that their exes have moved on. A lot of the issue we have is that sometimes our ex are better with the next.
I don't. Okay, that's true. I mean, that's a fact. I mean, that's life. You go from one job to another job. Guess what? Even though it's a different job, you still gonna be better than you were before. If you had attendance issue at your last job, guess what? The new job, you have better attendance. It's just unfortunately, it's all about life learning lessons. Now, in a relationship, the good thing about being in a relationship because you have time to build and grow together. See, we're in this culture where it's microwave, where everybody wants it now. Everybody want to go to my way. 30 seconds now. Okay, got me a baller. Boom, whatever. No one wants to be there for the long haul. No one wants to put the work in. You might want to go through these chats. Mm-hmm.
SB said, "Love a man with clear, direct intentions and initiative, not necessarily always making the plans, but not complacent in the relationship." Let me take that one off. Let me see what Mr. is saying. Mr. says, "If a woman is playing games with you about her weekends like that, she does not like you. You could die today and she would be thinking about what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow." God damn.
And also, too, he said a comment earlier. He said,
Did I miss it?
yeah, but he said, women will throw themselves at men they actually want. And that's pretty much piggyback to the conversation we had about availability, right? When you talking about my schedule, no, you don't want to see me. Because if you really like somebody and you really want to see them, you don't care what time it is. You'll be tired the next day. You know, when you talking to somebody,
What never mind.
when you first meet somebody and you really feeling them, you go out,
No,
have
no,
a conversation, you will be on the phone all the way until 3:00 in the morning, knowing damn
Fact.
well they'll give us 6:00 in the morning. You
Fact.
can't tell the next day you drink all the Starbucks, all the cappuccino,
Been there.
all day knocking down.
Been there.
You ready to do it again the next time. As a matter of fact,
Been there.
you tired yet? No, I ain't tired yet. You still there? Yeah, I'm still there. Next thing y'all both snoring on the phone. It does that. But we do that for the people that we want. So we know how the game goes. So once again, as a man, so when we say about what's easy, if you put me on the back burner, if I can't get in contact with you or XYZ, then I'm not wasting my time with you. On to the next one. You have a table. I don't.
Here is where it happens though. This is where sometimes ego plays a factor. You're not going to get better than me. Right? That is often why when a woman sees her ex with the next, it pisses her off if the next is getting better than her, because you weren't supposed to get better than me. There was supposed to be a mourning period. We would all like to think that men have the same type of mourning period that we do when a relationship ends, because whether we leave it or not, there is a mourning period that we have. Unless he has done some real foul crap, we're like F him and F everything he stands for, including his mother and the father who made him. Generally, seriously, because we have those moments, okay? But generally, there is a mourning period, and a woman's mourning period. And ladies, and this is another monologue I'm going to have. And this is why stop listening to these bullshit toxic women and these toxic saying that, oh, the best way to get over one man is to get on top of another. Bullshit. Why? Because the way we don't detach in the same way that men do, because we are the ones that are being entered. We're the ones who are being entered. We are the ones, they are, when our hour, let's just be, it's 10 o'clock, close to, okay? They're the ones who are literally excreting liquids into us. Our little dribble, squirt is not the same as what they excrete into us.
Squirt. Go ahead.
Squirt. Okay? There is a whole thunderous moment. We've all been there. That it is not the same. So for us to detach emotionally, physically, spiritually from a man takes a lot longer. And so our mourning period, where our mourning period might be 6 months, his might be 6 days, 6 weeks. Could it also be 6 months? Do we hope it's a year? We would like to be here and say, no, that man, the best thing that ever happened to that man. And therefore, he's going to find. So he's out there and he is mourning. He might be out there getting better. He might be out there evaluating what he did wrong so that he can be better for his next. While we're over there worried about the wrong thing sometimes. And again, we don't speak in absolutes here. I'm talking about all of us, but that's the reality. There is a lot of us that have egos that think that my man is supposed to be out there mourning. And so the idea that he would move on and be better with someone else isn't congruent with that idea. That's why she wants to beat that girl's ass.
I'll say this: as far as men, when we move on from relationship, the only thing I would, I guess, care about. Okay, I'll say this for twins. I feel like any woman to talk to me and talk to the next guy, he either has to be the same level as me or higher than me. If I'm hearing you talking to a fuckboy, I was like, so what was I? What I was giving you all this prisoners treatment for what then?
What the fuck for?
So I did all this for what? But you're over there messing with the fuckboy. That's the only thing I don't care about. I don't care who you're on to. I'm just saying. I hope that I left a mark where I set the bar for you, right? That hopefully the next person you talk to will be either same level as me or higher than me. I hope higher because I want better for you. cool. But if you go backwards, I'm like, so I wasted my time then. I gave you too much. I gave you stuff that you didn't deserve. But
Listen,
I was on to the next one. Go ahead.
first of all, Mr. I had to put that up. That is seriously, it's dribble, dribble, squirt, squirt. Do you know what I think about that? I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold all of you. I am a truth teller this season. I've been a truth teller every season, but I'm a truth teller this season because we're not having any delusion. I have thought about that. Okay. I have not been with my ex in almost 3 years. It's been almost this summer, 2026 will be 3 years since we broke up. And it's going to be awful. I refuse to put any other man on my social media the way I did with my ex if I don't believe that he is better than my ex. Because what am I doing here? What is this life? If I step out with someone who isn't, and it's awful because I am full of ego. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am full of ego. My daddy filled my head up and told me I was the most perfect and amazing little girl in the world. And that has created this woman here. And so rest in peace, daddy. But I think about that. If I try to step out with a man who isn't better than my ex, what are we talking about? Especially on this platform. Because I will hear about it. Because I still had people up until last year asking me if me and him were going to get back together and why we could make it work. And oh my God, we were so beautiful together and how we gave them hope. So what I cannot do, and I'm sorry, and it's awful. What I cannot do is step out on these Beyonce and Blue Ivy internets with a man who is a level below him. I cannot. I refuse. I cannot. Awful, I know.
That's mad. I'm not mad at that. I'm mad
Because
at
what
all.
am I doing? Well, I just might as well stay alone. Because you don't get to the top of the mountain and then look down and say, I wish I was down here. You climbed to the top of the. He was a good man. He was a good man, Savannah. He was a good man. We have reasons as to be where we're not together, and it has 4 kids, and it's a lot of stuff. I could not stand in the way of a man being able to be a father to his children because the woman he had those children with, again, saw me as a threat to the life they wanted with him, and so I bowed out gracefully for the sake of him and them kids. And also, I didn't want to raise them. If I'm completely honest, I have a 24-year-old. I'm over it. But I digress. But I do think about those things, and so, but the ego in me, though, as a woman, and I'm not just talking about Toshiba specifically, but the ego that lives in women, because our egos are huge. Our egos are probably worse than yours, just to be clear. A woman's ego, and you add an attractive woman to it, okay? The higher we are in the looks department, the bigger our egos can be. And then we're intelligent, and if our bodies are great, and our skin is good, and all of that stuff, we have huge egos. And so I'm going to tell you that part of that woman that we played in the clip, her best friend is pretty. Let me be clear. If just as prettier as her, or maybe slightly prettier. Because if her friend was ugly, she'd be like, the fuck? The hell did he do? He just downgraded. The friend is pretty. The friend might have a little bit more money than her. Like, there's a lot of things. This wasn't even about them. It was about her and how she feels about them. Ego is killing people all the time with relationships. Don't get caught up in your ego because it man, that shit will hurt you. Are you still can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, amazing. Because I thought you paused for a second. No,
No.
ego's out there killing a lot of us, and I won't lie. It's hurt me. I'm honest to say it.
So what you gonna do better or different?
I will tell you, because we're gonna be honest again, because I'm back on these Facebook dating streets, because my husband is here in 2026. Come on, daddy and stepdaddy. They're both up there. I know they're putting something together. Find me a husband. God didn't take both of them for no reason. Um, for me, one of the things that I am doing better in dating is even my own intentionality, who I give my time and attention to. Like I my net wasn't already wide. I didn't have a wide net because of, but I've even restricted some of the things that I look for, some of the things that are important to me. And I will tell you, one of the things that I have found that is working for me, and twins, you talked about this, I don't think it was last season, but it might have been the season before. I am now looking at men who are divorced or widowed. It sounds morbid, but I'll explain why.
Mhm.
Men who are divorced and were married for long periods of time, who still talk about marriage in a positive way and miss what that marriage was because they liked the coupleness, they liked the togetherness, they liked everything that marriage stood for. They are my ideal type of men because I want to be married again. I miss marriage. I miss cohabitation. I miss those little inside jokes that you have as a couple. I miss the couple trips. I miss again those days that you're having a bad day and you have like, I miss that. And those men, like, and I'm talking again, divorced men who have healed, who are ready and looking and intentional because they love that. I have met some divorced men who are not healed and just want to be on the street hoeing. They're going through their whole season. We talked about our whole season with Mr. Mike Speaks, our wonderful guest. If you don't know him, go check him out. Mike Speaks on Instagram. But not men who are going through their whole season. Men who have gone through their whole season, realize, like you said, like a few episodes ago, before the new year, you are not made for these streets. I am not made for these streets. I don't want to be in the streets. And I want a man who is ready and intentional and looking to be married again. And I find that men who have been divorced, I would say about 2 years out of their divorce, which means that they got their whole season out, they likely got some therapy in, and they've had that alone time that they're like, shit, I don't like this. And so that's what I look for. A man who is widowed, who unfortunately lost his wife unexpectedly, again, has gone through the healing period. So even looking at that, I'm not sure the never been married guy is for me based on what it is that I'm looking for. I am very clear about what I want, what I don't want. And you know my motto, fail fast. Fail fast. I know within a date or two whether or not this is going to think. I know within a conversation or two whether or not this is going to be anything. I'm not entertaining anybody I don't potentially see a future with. I'm also not entertaining anybody, and this is because I'm very corporate. I'm not entertaining anybody that I don't feel comfortable leaving in a room with my colleagues.
Makes sense.
That's a real thing for me. My career is very important to me. I've worked very hard to be where I am and to do what I do. And if I don't feel comfortable literally leaving in a room with my colleagues to have a conversation, I'm not dating you. I don't care how much money you've got. I don't care about any of that. I'm not dating you. If I don't feel comfortable leaving in a room with my friends to have a conversations with them or their partners, I'm not dating you. It's just a thing for me. And so again, I already didn't have a wide net, and I know I just narrowed it down for me. But sometimes people think that the wider the net, the better. Not for me. I need to narrow it down. So I'm very, very clear about what I want. What about you? Because I mean, in some ways, believe it or not, people, I actually just described twins.
I know, right? Yes.
So I literally just described twins. Twins is very much that, like, twins has been divorced. But I mean, anyway, we're back. Talk about you, twins. What are some of the things that you're looking to do differently before we go into our dating tips? Mr. Please get your dating tip Ready, SG, if you got a dating tip.
You want to know what I'm doing differently now?
Yes, yes. It's a new year.
Definitely New Year. And I don't, I don't do the New Year stuff, but I'm not entertaining a lot of bull stuff. Like I said, I have the options. I have more options. I'm, divorced man. I have 2 kids, but they're well taken care of, and I'm still with no problem with pool ladies. No problem. And also, too, it works out too. For being a divorced man, especially if you get your kids every other weekend, and X, Y, Z. Fortunately, it works out in my benefit because I have more free time. After that weekend,
Yeah.
but after this weekend, I don't see my. I mean, I see them more, but after this weekend, I don't see my kids for 10 days straight. You know how many vacations and weekend trips and X, Y, Z I can do with no problem, right? And I'm not saying oh, you want to see a kid. No, it's just that's how I'm just following the rules of the law per the divorce. I get my kids every other weekend, blah blah blah. So this is not what I wanted. This is how they wanted it. So I'm playing the game and I'm paying my child support. X, Y, Z. Kids taken care of. The point I'm trying to make is that I have more flexibility and freedom now. So yes, after my weekend, then I can do what I want. These people I talk to now, oh, I got 5 babysitter. Oh, I gotta do this. All these excuses. I'm like, wow, I ain't got that to do. And then on top of that too, I'm like I said, not that I'm picky, I'm just not accepting a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like arguments. I told people, you don't have to be here. I am not keeping no one as a hostage. I am not changing who I am. This is what I want. This is what I expect. And that's it. Like I said, my whole phase is I'm past the whole phase season. So, but I definitely would like to be in a marriage again.
I love
that. Because I don't know if I'll live for another 40 years, 42 years. So we know, yeah, that's a long time. But I'm not losing my shit all over and starting all over. We're not gonna do that. But anyway, I digress.
That is, you know what? That is actually one of the things. That is actually a conversation that I delicately have with men who have been divorced, in terms of how that ended up for them financially and how they would move forward in another marriage, because it does impact how they see things, right? Like, would you would you want your new wife to sign a prenup?
Yes.
Because I would sign a prenup. I
mean, at this point now, like I said, I'm 44. Well, I'll be 44 in a couple weeks. I've been on this earth for 44 years. I done work jobs, XYZ, portfolio, 401k, XYZ, right? You be on this earth, if to say you whatever, 40 plus, same as me. Whatever I come in with is what I had. And if things don't work out, I'll leave with the same shit I had before. You come with the stuff that you had, and whatever don't work out, you leave the stuff that you have. Now, while we're together, if we build something together, business XYZ, yes, that shit we can split together, XYZ, no problem. But for you to come in and take all my shit for something you didn't do, half of I did, I'm not flying with that no more. And crazy part is when I got married when I was young, I was broke. Simple as that. I was broke when I got married. But over time, working hard, family, kids, you made good money. Didn't know those things. Know what I know now, I'd have just signed on prenup back then, even when I had nothing. Hell, I'd have bought a house first before I even got married. If you know better, you do better.
I ain't even mad at that. And just to be clear, people, just there are post-nups as well. So there's a prenup, which means pre the marriage, and there are post-nuptial, which means post the marriage. So there are definitely ways if you have concerns. And ladies, please fuck your feelings in these situations. I completely understand, because of the type of men that I attract and date, that if that man came to me with a prenuptial agreement, Because marriage is a business, it is a contract. Again, we've talked about it on the show. I've said it over and again. It's the easiest agreement to get into and the hardest one to get out of. It took me years to get out of my marriage, and we were separated for years. But when we went down to Vegas and signed that little form and got together, I want to say we did all of that and got married in 2 weeks. Okay, but it took me years and years and convincing a judge of different things that I should get a damn divorce. So I would completely understand with the type of men that I date. If that man handed to me and says, I love you and I want to marry you, but I need you to sign this piece of paper, I wouldn't even hesitate. I get my lawyer, he gets his lawyer, we negotiate, the lawyers talk to each other, bingo, bang, we're done, and we're off, because I know what I can do as a woman, and I know that me and my husband together, based on the type of men that I date, we're going to build and amass more of a fortune than he had before me. So I'm not worried about if we split up, if I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. So we need to honestly devoid ourselves of some of these feelings around these things, because again, our egos and our feelings and listening to what other people, if he loved you, girl, he would never be why is he thinking about a breakup before he thinks about a marriage? Every contract in business has a dissolution. There's literally a dissolution agreement in a business contract. If this business were to dissolve, this is how the proceeds will be divided. If the people were in the business, in the named people in the business were to die, this is what happens to their shares of the business. Why? Because you might be doing something today, but you need to plan for tomorrow. You are signing your life away. Like, that's literally what you're freaking doing when you're signing a marriage contract. Like, it's a real thing, almost. It's a real thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just fuck our feelings when we're talking about certain things, and especially at our big age. Especially at our big age. Our very, 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 very grown 40s age. Keep talking about, oh, if he loved me or she. What's love got to do with it? In my girl Tina Turner's words. Anyways, time for dating tips. Mr. If you got your dating tip, get it ready. He does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, I'm not seeing it up. Okay. Oh, Lord of mercy. Okay, the fact that you said, I knew it was going to be a good one. Mr. Dating tip. Sir, I need a moment. Let me absorb it. Okay. Mrs. Dating tip for the night. Fellas, date who wants to date you. Stop wasting time dating women that don't actually like you.
Facts.
It almost always ends with you having an empty stomach, empty pockets, and unemptied balls. Oh my
Bars.
He did drop bars on that one. I can't even lie, Mr. You did your thing. You did your thing on that one. My dating tip to the ladies. Ladies. I actually am gonna clip what I said like about 30 minutes ago. Let me repeat it again. Ladies, we don't have as many options as we think that we do. It doesn't matter how pretty we are, it doesn't matter how great our bodies are. We don't actually have as much options as we think we do. There are a lot of men who want to fuck us, but not necessarily a lot of men who want to marry us. And so be very clear with your intentions when you're on the dating market, what you want, what you desire, and also what value you bring. I know. Stop having conversations about what you bring to the table. Well, who's not going to bring something to the table? That does not make any sense. Do you go to someone's house for the first time and not bring a gift? You weren't raised right if you do. You bring something. We bring something. When even at work, at the potluck, you bring something. So you're always supposed to bring value to something or someone. So it is the same for your man. And if you have no value to bring, that man who does have the plethora option, because again, we're all dating the same, about 20 to 25% of men, they have options. So if there's 25% of them and about 80% of us, supply and demand would indicate, since there's already more women, that they have more options, despite what everybody else will let you know. We don't have as many options as we do. Twins.
Dating tip for my divorced man who let's say 35 and up. When you get back after your toolbox season, you know what I'm saying? And you're ready to mature to get back into a relationship again, I would say find you a lady who has grown kids, especially if you want a lady your age. Find a lady who has grown adult kids, right? And possibly someone who also was divorced as well. Divorce, not baby mama. Divorce. It's a difference. There's levels to it. Divorce. Because then she can understand as well about the marriage part and the importance of being married again. And she should be mature enough to understand what she did wrong, what she could do better, and X, Y, Z. So when y'all decide to get into the relationship together, y'all can have a healthy relationship. Because I plan to get married again, but I don't feel like I'm not doing it 3 times. So the second time is a charm, and that would be it. And this one will be till death do us part, or her part. I'm joking.
I'm with you. I already said to people, first of all, I got one relationship left in me, and I'm definitely not getting married to get divorced, to get married again. Because what are we talking about? I am not about to be out here 65 on Facebook dating unless I'm widowed. Okay, if he dies, okay, that's one thing. But not because I'm in somebody's divorce court. And what are our grandbabies in the back saying, okay, grandma's out here getting divorced? No, we're not. No, we're not. So just know, whoever marries me, you get mad, our house will be big enough. Go to the next room. But I'll see you at 11 o'clock because we got to go to bed at 11. And I don't believe in sleeping alone. So you get mad and it's 10:55. You got 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Go breathe, go steam, go for a walk. I don't know what you do. But 11 o'clock, we are snuggling and we going to bed. Because what are we talking about? I am too old to be in these streets talking about, I digress. Thank you, everybody. Like, subscribe, share, comment. And I missed a comment on Instagram, but Mr. Flowers was saying dating is whack these days. It doesn't have to be, guys. Be intentional. Decide who gets your attention. Ladies and gentlemen, my final words are, we decide who we give time and attention to. And if your dating pool is filled with piss, then move out of that pool, because there's plenty of different dating pools. That pool you need to move out of. Or maybe you're the piss in the pool. We're done. Thank you. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We will see you next week. Next week's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. Good night, everybody. Twins, final words.
Oh, no. See you next week. Good night.
Bye.